state has been thrown into a state of quandary. There's in a space of conundrum because the political atmosphere, I don't know how to describe it right now, but the news report that we are, seeing right now is saying that the certified true copy of the court that gave its ruling last week, and according to the ruling as we heard last week, that the Kano State Governor Yusuf, was kicked out by the appeal court. However, the certified true copy is saying otherwise and is saying that he has been affirmed as governor of Kano State. Now, while the APC's candidate and the APC are saying that it is a typographical error, the NNPP and its candidate, which is Governor Yusuf, is saying that this is the reality, and that is Governor Yusuf has been vindicated, saying that he won the election. Now, according to the certified true copy, it said that the appellant, which of course was the governor who was appealing the High Court judgment, that his appeal was listened to and was granted, and a fine of I can't remember how much now was now given to the APC's candidate, and that fine should be paid to the governor for wasting the governor's precious time. But then in that same document, there was another part that did say otherwise, and said something about Ganua, who is the APC's candidate, being the victor in the election. So now the state is in a conundrum, in a state of quandary, and even all of Nigeria, and everybody's wondering what is happening, what really is happening. And I guess you're wondering as well, and that's why I want us to talk about this. Yet again, the judiciary in focus. The judiciary is, the center of attraction. And I'm wondering, something in my head is saying, how will the Supreme Court, which is the court of policy, tackle this issue? Because there is a conflicting, when I say conflicting, it's not from two separate courts. It's not from two separate jurisdictions. It is actually from the same court on the same day. As a matter of fact, the same matter, and yet it has two different judgments in a certified true copy given to the parties involved in the court suits. So I'm wondering, what is your take on this one? I really would like to hear. Everybody's talking about it across Nigeria. It's trending on social media, and I do think it's something you and I should talk about, even if it's just for educative purposes. I'd like to get your views on that one. But let's move on now to the next big story. This is somewhat hilarious, I should say. However, still a good one. Still a good one for conversation. Let's see. So, you know how some of you will call on my show, on any other show, or even go on social media and complain, oh, the cost of living is high. Oh, this administration, what are they doing? Oh, and a lot of you will be very critical of the government. You critique the government in negative ways, and some of you say you are in despair and you have lost hope. You know how some of you will say all of that. However, it looks like the president does not share in your despair. No, he doesn't. And, maybe, because I've argued like this before, just maybe some of you critiquing may be hasty in your criticism. This is just about a little bit above 5 months in office, and so the president may need more time. The president has also said that he needs more time, right? So maybe we're hasty, you and I. Maybe we're hasty in our criticism for things, or criticism of the government in power at the national level. Why am I saying this? I'll tell you now. Now, the president, while in a meeting outside of the country with German counterparts, He said that he deserves to be in the Guinness World Record for his feats in leadership, for his achievements in leadership. That's what he said. President Tinubu says he deserves a Guinness World Record for his feats in leadership. So I'm just going to go to some of the articles that captured the speech of the president, so you get a clear view of why this has made it to the big story. So I've seen on the Vanguard, let's see, I'm going to quote him. For those who fear various obstacles, look at me. I come from the private sector, and I am one of you, trained by Deloitte. I served as the treasurer of ExxonMobil. Define corporate governance in any way, and I am in it. I governed Lagos for 8 consecutive years. Today, I can proudly beat my chest that Lagos State is on the horizon and the 5th largest economy in Africa, rising from zero. This is the track record that led me to the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria voted for me for reforms, and from day one of my inauguration, I started the reforms. To me, if you didn't mention me in the Guinness Book of Records, I would thrive to find a way to insert myself because I did it without expectation. My inaugural speech disclosed what I would do. All right, so he said this while he was in Berlin, and he said this yesterday. Well, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear from you. Like I said, it's hilarious because he wants to be in the Guinness Book of Records. But seriously, he's saying that he is a man who has set the records, and he will set it again. And he's going to make sure that he does not take the votes from Nigerians for granted. And that's why I'm asking, and I'm saying, and I'm arguing, and I'm debating. Could it be that you and I have been hasty in some of our criticisms over the last few months or over the past few months? Could it be that you and I, we've just been expecting him to do a miracle, some magic, some big thing out of the blues, given the current situation of things in Nigeria? This is going to also be one very interesting conversation, and I can't wait to hear what you think about this. I can't wait to hear, really. But let's move on. Let's move on to the last big story for today. Okay. So this one is a very serious matter. So you know that in many parts in Nigeria, insecurity has ravaged those parts, in many parts, in a lot of parts, I should say. Insecurity, continues to ravage. In the southeast, for instance, insecurity continues to thrive. In the northeast, Boko Haram continues to thrive. In the northwest, banditry continues to thrive. I mean, in recent times, we've seen kidnapping. We've seen reports about bandits asking, communities to pay taxes to them. I think we mentioned that in the course of the week. Is it this week? Was it last week? I cannot remember now. But yeah, we touched on the fact that some communities in the north are paying taxes. I think in 2 states. Was it Adamawa now? I can't remember vividly, but I do know 2 states in the north. The communities therein are paying taxes or have been asked to pay taxes to the bandits. So we've seen this play out. In the south, we've seen kidnapping. We've seen killing for organ harvesting, as we suspect. We're not sure yet. We've seen some of these things happen. Insecurity ravaging different parts. In the north central, we've seen the farmers and the herders continue to clash and continue to fight and fight and tussle for who will control parcels of land. So we've seen these things happen. And so last week, the National Assembly called the service chiefs to come talk to them, to come tell them what is happening. And the service chiefs sent representatives, which made them very livid, made them very angry, made them, they made threats. They said certain things. And yesterday, the service chiefs visited the National Assembly. I think, was it the House of Reps now? And, they began to explain as to why insecurity continues to thrive in Nigeria. Now, in all of their explanation, they did not blame any of the military arms. They did not blame any of them. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, they did not blame any of them. However, they blamed one, prison wardens. They said prison wardens were the reason why those in jail were still able to control those outside to perpetrate terrorist acts. They used the account of prison wardens to transfer and sponsor and fund terrorists in the northern part of the country. They also blamed the judiciary for not being quick in sentencing Boko Haram terrorists and other bandits who have been captured by the army. They also mentioned the lack of proper tools, lack of proper weapons, lack of technology in the fight against terrorism. They mentioned some of all of these things. They said even when the government budgets huge amounts of money, for security, every budget here, it is usually used for buying things like aircraft, used for some of these very some of these items that require large amounts of money, huge amounts of money. And so it's really difficult to fund the activities of security in the country, like welfare and all of that stuff, because yes, they complain about welfare as well. They said welfare is poor. They also accused there's another thing they accused. I think they made mention of illegal mining and said that the state government should take charge of mining and all of that stuff. What's your take? New chiefs, I mean, they came in when this administration came in as well, but it looks like the situation is not getting better. How do we solve security problems in Nigeria? Of course, they asked the government to call Finland so that Finland can put Simon Ekpa in check, so that Simon Ekpa will not continue, how he goes about instigating violence in the southeast. Okay, we'll go for a quick break. When we do come back, I'd like to get your thoughts. Stay tuned. About 27 minutes gone past the hour of 3. I am Kalada Kurubatibo. Good afternoon. You're listening to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome. We're looking at the big three stories. I've reeled out the big three stories. Maybe I'll run through it again so you can get to know if you're just joining us right now. The first got to do with the confusion in Kano State, just maybe affirms the governor's victory at the polls earlier this year. So the second one has got to do with President Tinubu saying it deserves a Guinness World Record for his feat in leadership. And I'm asking the question, you and I, we the people, are we hasty in our criticism of, the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, given the condition of things and our expectations of what he should be doing by the time? The second or the third one, I beg your pardon, service chiefs explain why insecurity persists in Nigeria, and they have blamed Simon Ekpa, they have blamed the prison warders, they have blamed poor governance, they have blamed poor remuneration and welfare and funding. They have blamed so many other things but themselves. And I'm asking, new service chief, not so new anymore, but they did come in as this administration started, and we're still having the same issues. Does it mean kinetic may not work? Because they said kinetic is not the solution. Kinetic can only give 30% of the results that we need, but the majority of the results will come from the kind of governance that we get from government. So what are your thoughts on that one? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Those are the call numbers. Call the studio right now and let's get to your thoughts. For WhatsApp, use the number 0809 030 6416. Once again, 0809 030 6416. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. And we are active on X, Nigeria Info PH. I'm having one of those days when I'm struggling. But hey, I still want to talk with you. I still want to have your thoughts on the issues on the review. I've got a call. Let's start with Robin from HA. Robin, welcome.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Yeah, welcome. Let's.
With the president. Our president.
Okay.
Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
Okay.
Even if I view that his speech as being sarcastic.
How do you mean?
But I think, yes, I agree with him now. Because a man who took oath of office and that very day, and he told us subsidy is gone, and fuel rose from 180 naira to about 600 naira, and Nigerians kept quiet. Nigerians went to sleep. Nobody is coughing. So why would his name be entered into Guinness Book of Records? Kalada. In terms of big feet. And having said so, then on the issue of the Kano situation, Kalada, if I speak, you will disagree with me. I say we are conquered people. Did you listen to Senator Bukachua during the validatory session when they had to go out? A man, that elderly man, told Nigerians that he was using his position to his police at the National Assembly to secure judgment from his wife. Since then, today, has that man been investigated?
He's been investigated.
He's been to ask questions on all those controversial judgments.
Robin, he's been investigated. Let's say things as they are.
Oh, the investigation is going on.
Of course, he's been investigated.
Oh, it will go on forever, Kalada.
All right then, Robin.
Good afternoon.
Robin, thank you very much. Victor from Rumokrushi, welcome.
Hello, Kalada. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Tinubu, in the name of Guinness Book of Records.
He says his name deserves to be in the Guinness Book of Records.
Wait. Tinubu, in mind, he don't win the election. To first, to start with. Did he win the election?
But he's the president, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to know he's the president.
didn't win election. He's the president. Good and fine, but he didn't win election.
That argument is insignificant because he is the president. He is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Because the next week of record you are talking about, before they give him that, they will screen it. Is it not?
But whether okay, all right. If that's your thought, whether you like it or not, he is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Lumba from Artillery, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
I greet you, Canada.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Tinubu say he deserve one Guinness Book of Record. One that shall never end. The man who come to power and increase fuel from 180 to
but you see,
naira for us.
Frank Ilomba, sorry.
That subsidies. Hello?
Ilomba, he said that's for the good of Nigerians. Removing petrol subsidy or fuel subsidy is for the good.
Yes, which is subsidy now.
Yes, it's for the good of Nigerians. He said.
Just look at the way it is now. The man says subsidy is gone.
Yeah.
But here now he's paying subsidy. Listen. See the policy he brought. He said subsidy is gone.
Okay.
But now we know now they are paying subsidy. And then he said unification of the exchange rate. That is both local Aboki owned and bank owned is going to be the same. Is it working? Okay, look at
No. That's not what they meant by unification. I think you're mistaken. No. Listen, Ilumba. When you say Ilumba, listen. When you say unification of the currencies, you're not talking about the black market. The black market is an illegal market, by the way. You're talking about official market. There were several windows where the CBN would give people money, foreign currencies at different prices, and then they unified it. That's what he meant. He did not say the official market and the black market will be the same.
Is it working now?
Oh,
that's true. They are not working.
Okay.
All the policy, even the policy you are talking about, most people did not see whether there is anything happen. Even the money they are sharing, I'm a live witness. I've told that thing to you before. In my yard, most of the people in my yard register that 25,000 naira they want to get people. It's only one person, and that person that is come out has brother in Abuja. That's why he may be able to come out. They change everybody's name with the Yoruba name. I want to tell you, I still want to bring the paper in our place. I saw the only was changed to Yoruba.
Right.
Even the people you supposed to feed with the money, the name remains as it is. Because they say that the recipient and tell other person is going to feed. The recipient and tell other person is going to feed. The people is going to feed and stay there, the name has been changed by Yoruba name. This is what we see.
Okay.
They say we are going to put the name in Guinness Book of Records.
All right.
It's very, very funny. We are
Ilomba, thank you. All right, one chance you say. I've got Frank from D-Line. Frank, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Let me react on the Kano issue.
All right, let's see. Yeah.
Anything that is happening in Kano today is being caused by appeal court judges. My reason is this. In television and other social media that the appeal court sack Governor Abba Yusuf and declare APC candidate winner.
Ganua,
Why are they giving certified copy to a PDP candidate again? They are contradicting themselves.
No. Now, Frank, listen.
Hello?
Listen. After every court case, every party gets a copy of the court ruling in writing.
Yeah.
So that's what was given to the parties, the various parties, and when they opened and looked at it, there was a conflicting statement. On one side you have pronounced Ganua winner, on the other hand you're saying Yusuf is governor.
No problem. My happiness is that they will go to Supreme Court and they will know the one that is true and the one that is not true.
All right,
that's my happiness. Let's address it here.
All right, thank you very much. I have a lot of explanations to do today, I guess. But let's pause. I want us to understand what is happening. Now, the certified true copy given is usually the copy given to the parties of an election matter, right? And in that copy, in that document, it is written that okay. Now let's read. I'm going to read because I have a copy. I have a screen grab of the what do you call it now? The certified true copy, the particular page that is causing the brouhaha. Now, I think page 67 it is. It says, therefore, I find... At one point, he said, hereby, I find no merit in this appeal, and which is liable to be and is hereby dismissed, right? At another point, he said, I resolve all the issues in favor of the appellant and against the first respondent, right? So in the same page of the judgment, it says, I will conclude by stating that the live issues in the appeal are hereby resolved in favor of the first respondent and against the appellants. That's in favor of Ganoa and against Governor Yusuf, right? Then he goes the next paragraph to say, in the circumstances, I resolve all the issues in favor of the appellant and against the first respondent, which means in favor of the governor and against the APC's candidate, Ganoa. And then the next paragraph, it says, therefore, I find no merit in this appeal, which is liable to be and is hereby dismissed. So there is confusion as to which judgment or what is what, and I guess the Supreme Court will have a difficult time trying to interpret that. But I've got Zion, and Zion is calling from GRA. Zion, welcome on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
So, to enter Guinness Book for Records, serve the Hungarian Mr. President.
Yes, told you.
Wonderful. Yeah, good afternoon. Do you know that Mr. President is becoming so idle in that office?
How do you mean? He was in Germany signing. It was in Germany signing documents when he made the statement. Why would you say he's been idle? Oh my goodness, what happened there? Zion, please to call us back if you can. Ida from Inkoro, welcome.
Uncle God, I greet you specially.
I greet you right back, Ida. Welcome.
Well, I'm Tinubu. I'm out. Now you get them. You go be. Your name go enter that book. Since you don't talk on.
All right.
No current money buy up. Now we put you there.
All right.
We will lead with you and to make fuel come down for Nigeria. People they suffer. I beg. Our refinery visit them. Our institution will visit them. I vote for you. And we talk again. I will carry France when you come. You go do well. You can't do worse than Buhari. I beg, change your way. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Ida. But yet again, could it be the reason why this is on the list of big stories is that could it be that we have been hasty in our criticism of the president and his administration? 5 months plus, thereabout, just 5+ months. Could it be we are rushing? We are rushing the development. Could it be, like he said, is willing to work and is willing to put his name on the records as one who has helped develop the country to the best of his abilities? It's just a question. I'd like to know your answer. I've got Taiwo from Ngbaraja. Taiwo, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon. This afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my concern is what is happening in Kano, that judgment.
Yeah.
My brother, I have not had this kind of a judgment before in my life. I think that judgment should enter Guinness Book of Records. That is what should go to Guinness Book of Records.
Okay.
It's so confusing that I have read that thing severally and I've tried to comprehend. It does not follow. Because as it is, it stands that both the appellate and whatever, both of them won the matter. So who now is going to take the matter to the Supreme Court? That's my question.
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you. I don't know. That's where the confusion is.
Who now will take the matter to the Supreme Court? Because as it is now, both are victors, both are vanquished. That's the way I look at it. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
All right.
I think I would suggest that you should have some legal preliminaries that you can invite To me, like a work culture. One of these days you bring them. I
would wait to see how this plays out. I'm not going to rush it.
Okay.
I'm going to wait to see how this plays out, because maybe there is something we are missing out on. The APC, for instance, the APC is arguing. The APC in Kano is arguing that it could have been a mistake. It's a 72-page document, and just that one page is causing all of this trouble. So it must have been a mistake, and maybe that one page is connected to several other pages, and so we need to look at the references. However, the reports that we can see on several pages of newspaper currently does say that the court judgment is conflicting. It's confusing as well, and so Kano State people are left in the dark. They don't know whether to go to the left or to go to the right. And like the last caller asked, who will now go to the Supreme Court? Who is the victor? Who is the vanquished? Interesting there. But let's look at some messages. This one says, "Hi Canada. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone regards the confusion in Kano State. 2 certified true copies of a judgment can't come from a court. Something must have gone wrong, but that's the task for the Supreme Court to unveil." Secondly, Mr. President saying he deserves to be in the Guinness Book of Records. I disagree. It is the poor Nigerians that deserve to be in that record for their unflinching patience and die-hard nature. Involved are causing the confusion in Kano State, Onate Clinton West. All right. This one says, "Good day." This one says, "How about Ahmed Gumi, the one that usually negotiate for Boko Haram terrorists? This is sectionalism. Nigerian army and now politicians. One that shall never end in Nigeria. In the case of Tinubu claiming to have his name in Guinness Book of Records, Kalada is right now. The one that he performed in Rivers to win and Nigeria deserves to enter into the Guinness Book of Records. I can bet you you didn't vote for him." Wonderful. He says, "As for Kanu judgment, that's what should legitimately enter the Guinness Book of Records. What Nigeria's judiciary cannot do, does not exist. I weep for Nigeria." Akpabio Jr. from Rumunduru. Like I said, there must be an explanation for this. There must be an explanation for why, the judgment has come out the way it has come out. However, it is trending. It's a big story, and I thought we should talk about it. Let's look at this other one. This one says, "Greetings, Kalada. If I am Kanu government or if I am governor of Kanu, I will hold that my copy and will not go to Supreme Court. Can you just see how judiciary has reduced itself because they are allegedly cash and carry agency? Very unfortunate, Comrade Nicholas Erasmus." But Comrade, have you thought about how risky that would be? What if the appeal court comes out and explains itself and says, "Oh, it was a typographical error"? How do you do that now? How do you do that? All right. So this one says, "Good afternoon, Canada. I have said it several times that the problem we have in Nigeria is, or that the problems we have in Nigeria are INEC and the judiciary. In a sinner society, those judges would have been somehow or somewhere by now, but in Nigeria, they will soon be promoted to Supreme Court judges." Okay. This one says, "Thank God INEC is not in charge of Guinness World Record. Thank God winners of Guinness World Record holders don't need judiciary to collect their records." All right, Clement, thank you very much for that one. Ingeri, good head, good judgment. For saying Nigeria. And he says, the policies have somehow enabled Nigeria to be able to have the capacity to weather the storm. So your sacrifices, he says, is what is making Nigeria thick. And he's beating his chest and he's saying he has done great by bringing out those policies. But what do I know? Moving back to the phone line, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Those are the call numbers. Do call right now. Let's get talking. Well, I'll read one more message. Let's see. Anene Kenechi from Aba. You ask if we're not being hasty in criticizing Tinubu's administration, so I'm asking you, when is the right time to begin to call out government failures after inauguration? Very good question, but I'm not the one here speaking. I mean, Anthony, you keep attacking me. You did that yesterday, and I took out time to explain to you that it's not me. I'm just reporting. And if the president says is deserving of being in the Guinness Book of Record, then I should ask the question, have we been hasty in our criticisms towards the government? Maybe he's saying, I cannot perform a miracle, I need time. And I'm saying, should we, can we give him time? Let's see. This one says, Canada, good afternoon. Yes, Tinubu will go into the Guinness Book of Records as a man who was elected as president instead of being elected. Man who's guiltless with the CSU matter hanging on him. As a man who pays monies, okay, all right, all of these allegations until we prove them. This one says, man of the people, greetings. Tinubu said he deserves a Guinness World Record for his feat in leadership. His leadership style will speak of himself. He shouldn't be the one to make such a statement. What has he done to deserve such a award from Tangled Ability at Twigbo? All right, let's go to the phone lines. Cookie Gam from Rumolumeni, welcome. Well, before this one says, Kalada, you go explain tire from Caleb. All right, that's my job. That's why I'm being paid. Cookie Gam, welcome. Let's get talking, please.
Well, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
It's Cookie Gam, Kalada.
I know. Go ahead. Let's hear
Kalada, when I was a young guy in Port Harcourt, we go to OGRA to go and see whether we can see a judge before. We're looking at them that the judges are from heaven and fall down. When we are young, we don't know that they are human beings like us, human beings. We thought they are superhuman beings, they cannot make fault. They are righteous and upright and straightforward. The God of late, I've got to look at judges with their eyes. That they are reading to us, that judgment and Appeal Court Tribunal. They are reading for us. That thing, somebody sit down and type, or whether the typist made a mistake on that certified of judge, whether the typist made a mistake, or that's what the judge said in that judgment. If it's true, that is what the judge in that judgment, Nigeria, we are pleased in Nigeria has failed us. A judge can certify a copy of the judgment, right? Conflicting judgment. In Nigeria of this 21st century, not in a zero time that this in this 21st century government that a judge of a Appeal Court sit down and
I mean, people can make mistakes now. The judges are humans, right?
No. Okay,
the typist. All right, yeah.
Before you give a certificate of judgment, so look at this. Like that we are finished. We don't have hope. I used to say that judges have failed us. Right. Judges are problem.
But Cookie Gam. If you say it's the fault of the type, if you say it's the fault of the typeist, why are you then blaming the judges? No. It's a simple question.
Sitting down, I listen to that after read. I listen to it well. I don't want to make up. I read that judge you read there. For me, my opinion.
No, Cookie Gam. Cookie Gam. It's a simple question. If you blame the typist for typing in error, why are you then, saying heel of the judges? I'm just wondering. I'm asking. I just want to know.
So, like I said that the typist maybe the typist That's what I tell you.
Okay. All
but
right.
I think it's the judge that wrote that thing. It's what the judge gave judgment and write it there.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Brave from Buguma. What is on your mind, please? Tell me.
Yeah, greetings to Mr. Matubo.
All right, then.
Yeah, what is in my mind is that the judges, well, they should be able to be very careful.
Okay.
Because they are going to create anarchy in this country with the way they are going with their judgment. And are you telling me that the true certified copy, the judge did not go through it before releasing it? Is that how they've reduced our judiciary to up to that level?
Everybody has got their duties at the judiciary. So, I mean, I guess after giving their judgments, the clerical officers are supposed to know what to do and release them accordingly. I mean, the judges cannot micromanage every bit of the process, I guess.
Kalanda, let me ask you one fundamental question.
Please do.
True satisfied copy is given by who?
By if it's the appeal court judgment, by the appeal court.
by the appeal court. And who is the head of the appeal court?
There is the Court of Appeal president, if that's what you're asking.
You see, Canada, the truth is that our judiciary has become a laughing stock.
All right then.
And let them continue because the court is being blindfolded. And our president said he wants his name to get to Guinness Book of Records. Why is it bother? I believe that his name has gone to Guinness Book of Records. All
right then.
Where Nigerians are.
Brett, I've got to go.
Very high rate.
Brett, I've got to go. Time is fast spent. I've got to let you go at this point. I've got Ubamadu Ukeje on Facebook saying Tinubu and the Guinness records. Of course, he does deserve a Guinness World Record, given the way and manner he came to power and what Nigerians have experienced and still counting in just a short period of his administration. DRGOKOCC says the genesis of the fact is lack of political will. Newton Ikira says certified true copy of appeal court throws Kano State into confusion. The Nigerian judiciary has become the world laughing stock. Justice goes to the highest bidder. What a shame. President Tinubu says he deserves a Guinness World Record for his feat in leadership. Is he aware there is a world record for negative achievement? Maybe that's what he meant. Service chief explained why insecurity persists in Nigeria. We don't need explanations. Commercial break. When I do come back, some more talk.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Joyce Bank, your partner in fulfilling